speaking of not following the rules, it's a nice segue. Thank you.
You're
You didn't even know you
welcome.
were setting me up.
You're welcome.
So before we get to what I really want to talk about in this segment, it seems, remember that raid on Mar-a-Lago that the government did to get the classified documents from Trump?
Yeah.
And do you remember that both the White House and the Department of Justice said not only did they have nothing to do with it, they didn't know anything about it. Well, guess what? That was a lie.
No kidding.
There has just been disclosure that the executive office and the Biden administration not only knew about it, but put in a special request for it. Now, you say, I mean, at what point does someone just sort of, besides just beating your head against the wall, there's no accountability? It's amazing. It's amazing to me. Well, but hang on a second. Remember back in the 2016 election, Trump said they spied on my campaign and they bugged my office, and everyone said, no, that you're full of whatever.
You're crazy. What are you talking about?
What happened? Turned out to be true.
That's right.
Now, to our listeners, we are not backing Donald Trump, at least not yet. We'll see who the nominee is.
That's right.
But you've got to ask yourselves, where are the rules? Where's the responsibility? What we were just talking about, right? Where's the accountability, right? So thank you for indulging me. But what I really want to talk about in this section is big education. You hear about big tech.
Speaking of a lack of accountability.
Exactly. Thank you. So big tech, right? Big tech, big pharma, big oil, big energy, right? Everything. Now no one is focusing on big education. If you go in, because what really gets me upset, the more I read about it, and we can talk about my friend the Hobbit later, right?
But your girlfriend?
My girlfriend, well, I don't know if hobbits have genders. I haven't quite gotten into Tolkien that way, but so I don't know how he or she or it or they or we or me or they define themselves. Transgender, bigender, fluid, something.
You're they friend.
Well, my pronouns are simple.
Girlfriend,
my pronouns are simple. Me, myself, and I. Those are my pronouns.
I like it.
In case anybody's asking.
Simple, straightforward.
But seriously, the NEA, the National Education Association, and the American Federation of Teachers, the two largest unions, these people, I'm sorry, these people are the enemy. They are destroying our children. They're destroying our grandchildren. And they are not about education. They are political organizations. It just came out that they spent, I think it was the NEA, they raised $387 million in 2022. Guess how much of it went to the members versus how much went to political activities at large?
50%.
Wow. You're like related to the Amazing Kreskin. It's exactly 50%. It's 160, I think it was $167 million.
Unbelievable.
Okay, but now I have to challenge you. How many went to member services?
How much? You mean like actually serving the teachers that are union members?
Right. Member services.
Okay, so 50% went to political donations.
Right.
Then, you got to have some administration. You got to have some fundraising. Let's say 30%.
Wrong. Keep going. Next guess. 3 guesses. Bigger than a bread box.
Okay. 40%.
No, wrong direction.
Oh, God.
Really the wrong direction.
You would, what? 15%.
If I told you we were in single digits, would that give you a hint?
You're kidding me.
8 to 9% of big education funding is spent on teachers.
That's outrageous.
Now, these people claim to be about the children and about education. And if you remember, we've talked before that if you're judging based on results, I realize we're no longer a meritocracy and therefore results are racist. I got that.
Absolutely.
But if you're judging on results, math scores are down, English scores are down. We covered that, I think, last show, right?
I think that was the last show. Yeah.
So if they're raising 387 million, it's either 387 or 367. I'm sure someone will fact check me, but it's
Yep.
let's call it 370 million just in the middle of it. And half of that is going to political campaigns, political organizations, and other sort of what they term sort of ancillary costs. That's why aren't we treating big education the same way we're treating big pharma, big oil, big tech, all of the other things? They're certainly not in it for the children.
Well, and it doesn't sound like they're in it for they're not in it for the teachers. They're not in it for the children. Then it really does start to look like a political arm or an arm of the Democratic Party. And
But it
it
is a
looks like
political
they
arm.
give 94% of those donations are going to Democrats.
Right.
94%, Robert.
Right. No, I
So
look,
so
but
what happened to we care about the teachers and their pensions and we need to save the teachers. I w- w-
that was pretty good. It's not
yeah.
Halloween, but that was a pretty good voice. I like
I
that.
was, I was really trying to channel my inner victim and my inner my I call them the professional victim
Okay.
class. That's going to be my new voice for the professional victim class.